I was deep in it, researching tools, watching videos, mind mapping what I wanted to build for my company. I had all of these ideas, but then I caught myself. I'm sitting here in North Carolina, 350 miles away from my team, and the issues I could see, those were the issues I knew about. I built the system, but my sales team and everyone else, they've been confused since day one. I just couldn't see it because I was too close to it. So before I touched anything, I stopped and I asked my team their thoughts. I wrote a 19-question survey, 6 sections, sent it to my entire team, and I said, answer honestly. This wasn't a performance view. I really wanted to know where things were breaking. And it took a little bit of effort. I definitely didn't get responses right away, but after a little bit of pushing, my team all sent me their thoughts on the issues and frustrations they had. Here's the thing nobody talks about when you run a company remotely. If it's not in the system, it doesn't exist for you. I call it the CEO vacuum. When you're in the office, you can absorb things passively. You overhear a call, you meet someone in the break room, you see someone frustrated, you go out to lunch, you catch things in real time. But from 350 miles away, none of this is possible. The only way to ask deliberately and ask repeatedly and ask the right questions. I asked everyone, if you could hand off 20% of your job to a virtual assistant, what would you delegate? And I didn't say AI, I didn't say automation, virtual assistant, because everyone understands that. One of my team members, actually multiple team members, said preparing estimates. 4 different questions, same answer every time, estimates, estimates, estimates. That's when you know something is weighing on someone. Someone said documenting their appointments, trying to talk to agents, take measurements, take photos, get the details to prepare an estimate, chaos. Another person had issues uploading photos. A little surprising to me because I thought it was pretty easy, but clearly it was an issue for them. It was a tedious part and requirement of their job, but they could only upload so many at a time, and if he's not on Wi-Fi and he's at job sites and we're trying to get information at real time, it was a mess. And then my director of construction said we need more leads. That hit pretty heavy. Your director of construction telling you need to bring in more lead. And then someone integral in my company said, no, nothing can be automated in their role. That was really frustrating to me. Like, you can't think of anything that needs to be automated. She generally believed nothing could be improved. Fast forward a few months, I automated her entire Monday in minutes. The lead scrub from the earlier video, yep, that's part of her job. She couldn't see it because she just didn't know. She was too close to the system, too much in the weeds, didn't have time to think big picture like this. So I asked everyone a big important question, the question that no one ever wants to answer. What friction do you see in your coworkers' jobs? And honestly, most people said they really weren't aware of any, but it was pretty clear. You could see there was communication friction amongst my team members. But that's when it really hit me. Seeing the amount of tools, the communication friction, the gaps between roles, as a remote team, we cannot afford that. There are no water cooler moments. There's no walking down to someone's door and checking in down the hall when you're running a virtual team. And we're a home renovation company. There's nothing really fancy or glamorous about what we do. I mean, sure, the before and afters are great, but we've got good people, a good process, good contractors. What do clients want? A reliable company with good contractors that do what they say when they say they're gonna do it and stays in touch through the entire process. If we're struggling with communication as a team, we're certainly gonna be struggling with our clients. I definitely had blinders on in this entire process. So here's what changed. I was ready to build all these crazy integrations. I had all these ideas in my head, all these things written down, but I was eating my words. I'm a big proponent of don't chase the shiny objects. The survey forced me to say, wait, what if I need to simplify everything first? How am I gonna hire someone and train them on this mess? I was setting myself up for absolute failure. So rather than trying to build a system that forced our broken process to work, our broken systems, our disconnected technology, a friend recommended, hey, have you ever looked at Google Workspace? Hadn't thought about it. We're on Outlook, Zoom, WhatsApp, all kinds of different applications. I pulled up Google, went to Workspace, and I was blown away. I had no idea that as I was doing all this research to figure out how I could integrate all of my tools together with automations and APIs that Google literally has something that I could just plug and play right away. But this caused me to really think, rather than trying to make our processes fit, what do we need to stop doing? What do we need to start doing? Let's adopt proven tools with AI integrations and efficiencies and connectivity built in, build our processes around them. I think as business owners, we always want to force things to fit. I've seen it. I've seen it not work. The better move, step back, pick the right tools, and build your process around what works. Let me tell you, I am so glad that I got stopped in my tracks and I found Google Workspace, because I would have wasted months trying to come up with and integrate these crazy integrations, would have had to hire a developer. I probably would still be waiting for a new operating system today. And then Cowork comes along. And because I built something so simple and so streamlined, I have the most amazing system now that I would bet is better than any CRM on the market right now. Because you know what I can do with Cowork? And because I built something so simple, a single source of truth in Airtable where everything in my business is fully connected, I have such a better system than I could have ever built. With a MCP connection, I know that's big tech speak, basically allows Cowork to have a direct access to my Airtable database. I'm able to talk to it in human language and ask it questions, and it's able to figure out those answers for me quickly without me having to build automations, proposal, dashboards, views, all of this stuff. So with MCPs and a little bit of scripting, since I'm on Google and Google has this big fancy thing called GAM, Google Access Manager, I'm now able to see 360 degrees all of our communication because everything's in a very simple system. That's the lesson. Rather than my disjointed system trying to find the right tools, I'm able to use the better tools because I have a simple system that just works. But I gotta be honest, even after all of this, after the survey, even after simplifying, after redoing our system, I still built something that my sales team couldn't use in the field. And that's gonna be in the next video. So remember, you need to put your ego at the door. Take a step back. Be willing to listen to your team's pain points. Especially as a remote team, if you work in a remote team, you just don't know. If you want the actual survey I sent, all 19 questions, comment AskTomP below and I'll send it to you.